session, Ian comes in. Ian comes in with some words. I mean, how do you get from that point to these amazing songs which kind of are etched in everyone's mind?
Well, like Oki said, it was easy. I cannot, for the life of me, write down the magic formula that we did it. We just rehearsed twice a week. Ian, he had his little book. We just jammed. Apparently not aimlessly, and then all of a sudden Ian would latch onto something, and you get his words out, and it start bumbling, and by the course of an hour or so, you knocked out a song. You tried telling the kids of today that they won't. You don't. But it was literally just like that, but completely natural thing. It wasn't contrived. Like today we will write a song about. We just did it. Not a sample, wow. So what's the odd one?
Yeah. John, I mean, one of the things which kind of shapes the film in a way is the idea of this music being something which is a specific product of a place in time where lots of different things came together. As someone who was in Manchester at that time, did you sort of appreciate those connections coming together in the way that we see on screen?
Well, I literally just moved to Manchester in early 1979, and it was a real shock to go there because it was so derelict compared to London. It was very, very poor and seemed pretty desperate. And Joy Division helped me find my way around the city. It helped me live in this new city, and so it was very important for me for the film to reflect Manchester, which is a great city. A city I have a lot of feeling for. And it also, again, was different to the approach control, where, which was the romantic love triangle, and we obviously wanted to make it different from control. And in fact, control helped us in that respect to do what we wanted. And also, I was very aware of these two films that had been shot around Joy Division in 1979, which is the Malcolm Whitehead film and the Charles Salem film, and that was really a very strong hook. Actually, two filmmakers had actually seen the potential of the band to make films, to make their own films around the group and around unknown pleasures at that time. That was also very important. And also, it's just, I mean, this is only the second time I've seen it at the cinema, and I'm still very excited by it because it's just great to see Joy Division on a big screen because the performances are so powerful, and it's great to hear the music on cinema sound. I'm still really enjoying it.
Didn't those drums sound good?
They certainly did. They sounded good.
See you right later.
One of the things that you notice is, the incredible contrast between this really, really intense music and these kind of dinky little pop shows that you were playing them on TV. Did that kind of seem absurd to you at the time, or was it?
That was it.
I'm on telly.
Yeah. I always remember that we did. I can't remember the one with Tony, and someone rang my mum up and said, "Your Stephen's on telly." And she said, "No, he isn't. He's having his tea in the kitchen." So I just couldn't understand this miracle of technology. That was it. That was it. There really wasn't that big a. I mean, there was Ogo, it was successful. That was so far beyond us. That, you could only aspire to a Ogo was successful. No, it was just youth shows and over TV.
Yeah. And it seems, again, it's one of those amazing kind of ironies that when you were playing gigs in the early days, there was absolutely no one there. Yet presumably, the number of people who say that they were at those gigs is, kind of that.
It's one of those things that's like the Pistols thing.
It's
It's a TARDIS effect. We keep going back in time, and there's more people there every time we go back.
Yeah. Presumably, John, you saw them at the time. How good were they on stage compared to, the other, sort of great bands of that era?
well, they were better than the Smirks, I think. Well, this is one reason really why I wanted to do the documentary, because again, I thought they were one of the best live groups I'd ever seen, and certainly, I saw all the groups of the period, and they're one of the best, if not best, because hold anything back. Every show is different, and if you go and see David Bowie, he has stagecraft. He knows exactly what to withhold. He knows exactly what to give. He's a fantastic performer in that sense. Ian didn't have that. Ian didn't have stagecraft in that respect. He would just come out and open up. And so every show was very intense, and every show was very different. And that's what I remember. That burns itself into your brain. And that was a major reason why I wanted to do the documentary, was actually to see that on the screen, which we do, even on those stupid TV programs.
Was that something that you were feeling at the time? Was there a something, an X factor? Sorry to use that word, which just happened when you got on the stage together?
Yeah, it was like Anik said. There was like a spirit about Ian that just happens when he performed, and it was like, it was like turning on a switch. Like when he was rehearsing, he'd just be quiet. And the first time I played with him, I couldn't believe it. He just, and but he meant it. He really did.
I suppose one of the things that comes across in this film, and I suppose to a certain extent in Control as well, is the sort of that sort of mounting conflict that seemed to be with the band sort of getting a bit more and more gigs, doing well, and fame approaching, together with someone in the band having an illness which was not improved by that whole situation. I mean, it's something you talk about. How much did you notice that at the time, and how much have you really now come to recognise it in retrospect in a way?
Well, you kind of, it sounds awful, it sounds crass, but we were all buoyed along by what we were doing. It was like being on a rocket, it was, the whole thing was getting bigger and bigger and bigger, and you kind of were just carried along by that, so that you ignored it. And the other thing you've got to remember, I think Terry said it, is it's a big northern thing. We don't discuss our emotions, and it's a man thing. But all we had to do was just sit down and just have a talk about it, and we could have sorted it all out. But it was never going to happen. It was an accident waiting to happen, and that's something I regret really, that I didn't do anything about it, and I feel really bad about it. Terrible.
John, one of the things